Hello, everyone. My name is Julia Beyer. I am an SOC career advisor. I work with undergraduate students and graduate students in the School of Communication, and I'm very happy to be here with you today to discuss the very important topic, using LinkedIn effectively. So there are 5 main points that we're going to cover today in the agenda, including how to strengthen your LinkedIn profile, grow and nurture your network, brainstorm different career options, conduct an effective job search, and finally, some additional resources. Using tools like LinkedIn has become even more critical during times where we are having challenges meeting with people in person. And so tools like LinkedIn and other social media tools have really become more important for you to focus on, to be able to reach out to new people and continuing to develop your network and looking for new opportunities. So here are just some statistics to help you make a decision about using these tools. Applicants are nearly 3 times more likely to get a job at a company where they have connections. Applicants are also 4 times more likely to be hired through their network. 70% of employers said they use social media to screen candidates, and LinkedIn is the primary tool that employers use to do so. 47% of companies are less likely to interview candidates if they can't be found online. It is very important for you to manage your brand, your online brand, and LinkedIn is a very important part of managing your brand. I wanted to start with something called the LinkedIn profile checklist. And this is something that I will share a link to everybody who's attending in the webinar. And this basically walks you through how to build a complete LinkedIn profile. The more complete your profile, the better it will work for you. And 3 main things I'd like to cover that are critically important. One is your professional headline, making sure you have a targeted headline beyond something like student at American University. As this example is showing, if you can specify major or areas of interest or specific skill sets in that headline, that would be a much better targeted way to shape your headline. And the keywords and skills that you decide on is all based on who is your audience is, who you're trying to appeal to. So think carefully about where you're at in this moment in time and what types of jobs and internships you're interested in, and what kinds of keywords would appeal to those employers who are hiring for those jobs and internships. So please be very strategic about the headline. Secondly, a professional photo. As this comment says on the side here, it doesn't have to be something super fancy. If it's outdoors, that's great because we can have natural lighting outdoors, something where we can see your face clearly. It's your profile is more highly reviewed by recruiters when you have a professional photo. The third most important thing about the LinkedIn profile is what is here as the summary, or it's called the about section now. And I like to think of this as your elevator pitch. And what is an elevator pitch is basically a very brief, concise statement, a little bit about who you are. And what I suggest you include is a little bit about your past, what you're currently doing, and what you hope to do in the future. This summary should not be super long. It should be pretty concise and to the point. But as long as you make sure you hit on those 3 things, past, present, and future, it will be a comprehensive elevator pitch, and it will tell the story of a little bit of who you are, what you've been doing, and what you hope to do in the future. Because as somebody coming to your page for the first time, they're trying to make sense of all the experiences are on your profile and where that leads to and what you hope to do in the future. So photo, headline, summary. Experience. What makes LinkedIn different from a resume is that you're able to actually share samples of your work. So in this section here, you can see somebody attached a PowerPoint presentation to their internship. So being able to show, not just tell people about your experiences, just gives it more credibility, and then people can actually see some samples of your work. So that's really what makes LinkedIn so much better than the resume, is because it goes a step beyond that by being able to actually show some samples of your work. And it could be a presentation, it could be an article that you wrote, it could be a video that you created, anything that you could potentially upload or link to that could be a sample of your work. Besides work, there's many other sections of the profile that you can add. You can add organizations you're a part of. You can also add education, of course, volunteer experiences, as well as skills. It is important to include as many keywords here as possible, because when recruiters are searching LinkedIn, they do keyword searches. And the skills that are in your skills section is what they pick up on. So making sure you have as many skills in your skills section would be great, as well as any organizations or clubs or activities you've been involved with. Other sections: honors and awards, courses, projects. As I said before, you can link to samples of projects that you have done. And frequently when people have a profile that's a little more advanced, they might have any number of these sections completed, but a lot of people don't have recommendations. Recommendations are a wonderful way to warm up your profile. LinkedIn is unlike Facebook and some of the other social media platforms where the personals combine with the professional. LinkedIn is really more strictly professional. So being able to have some recommendations on your profile can warm it up a little bit, actually show your personality, because there really isn't any other place, many other places except maybe in the about section a little bit, where you can show your personality. So to stand apart from other people, I would recommend recommendations. And to get a recommendation, the person that you're asking a recommendation from has to be on LinkedIn, number one, and then number two has to be a direct connection. So you have to be directly connected with them. But please, please consider adding the recommendations to your profile. And by the way, you have full approval of it going up and being posted. You have to approve it and review it before it is posted. So growing your network and brainstorming career options. These are ways in which you can explore different careers and different people to reach out to. And what I'm going to do right now is just switch out of the presentation and bring you right to my LinkedIn. So a way I highlight searching and growing your network is first to search for the American University page on LinkedIn. Some of you might have seen this, some of you might not have. And basically, a wonderful resource here is this alumni tab. If I go to the alumni tab, I come up with this list of alumni, and I don't know why this keeps popping up here. Trying to get, there we go, there it went away. I have this list of alumni. Now, this is not just AU alumni, it's current students as well. It's anyone who has American University in their profile. So it's pulling current students as well as alumni. And what this is great for is you get a summary of where everybody is, where they work, and you can keep scrolling over what they do and what they studied, as well as what they're skilled at. So how can you use this to grow your network? So one thing I suggest you do, if you are in the process of exploring different careers and you're not sure what to do, but you have an interest in, let's just take one example, marketing. It could be anything that you're interested in. But if we just do a keyword search, marketing, this can be used as a tool to brainstorm different career paths related to this keyword search. So I demonstrate this tool quite often in my one-on-one appointments, and we see again a summary of where people live, where they work, with marketing in their profile. And what can be even more helpful is if we scroll down and see all the individuals, which there are close to 40,000 people who have marketing in their profile, to see what they do and how marketing is related to their job. So this is just one random sample I selected. Kelly is a marketing strategist at Capital One in the Washington, D.C. area. One thing I would highly recommend, I want to highlight for you, is this contact info hyperlink. So Kelly put her birthday, but she didn't put other information she could have in here. Includes her email address. Sometimes people put their Twitter handle, sometimes people put a link to their online portfolio, but there are frequently other ways to connect with people when you click the hyperlink contact info, just to see if you're having trouble directly connecting with Kelly, if there's another way to connect with her. So that is something that I strongly recommend that you check out. So as we scroll down, we can see what her experience has been, her education, some licenses and certifications, as well as skills and endorsements that she has, and recommendations. Here are the recommendations section that I suggested, which actually gives you recommendations, a summary of ones that you've received, as well as ones that you've given. And what is great about this is that it shows you the date in which she was recommended and the relationship she had with her recommender. And what I suggest people do is, if they can get a 360-degree recommendation, what I mean by that is somebody they've worked with, somebody that they've supervised, and somebody who's supervised them, so that we can get a well-rounded perspective on you. And what's great about this is that these recommendations are preserved. They're not going anywhere. Everybody can see them. And it really warms up the profile and you get a better sense of Kelly. And then she also has some publications here, some honors and awards under her accomplishments section. And a wide variety of skills, which is great to have as many skills under your skills section. And you could take the extra step, and if Kelly looks to be somebody who could be a good resource for you, you can connect with her and send a message limited to 300 characters. And usually you can directly message first and secondary connections, sometimes third degree connections, so 3 degrees of separation. But sometimes you have trouble directly connecting with somebody, and if you don't know her, as this is saying, you have to send an email with premium, and premium is a paid subscription to LinkedIn. And I recommend right now that most people don't need to do the premium. I think there's a lot available to you for free right now. So I don't think this is something that you need to do at this moment in time, unless you find that you're heavily using LinkedIn and you're feeling restricted because you're not being able to connect with or message as many people as you like. So for right now, I think it's okay to continue the free account. So you can search by keyword searches. You can also search by a specific organization, such as Deloitte. Deloitte is a popular employer. As you see here, there are 115 AU folks at Deloitte, and you can scroll down and see who those people are. And if I click on a person here, and again, having a profile picture makes you stand out much better to recruiters. So I would strongly recommend that you do that. You see how Morgan is branding themselves here. So I've seen people do this, find a combination of keywords here that represent what they do. And again, it's all based on who your audience is, thinking about what kinds of employers you're trying to appeal to. And here Morgan is linking to a website. So I'm always checking that contact link to see if there's other ways in which to connect with folks. And here Morgan has their story about their background, what they do, and of course their role at Deloitte, linked to a sample at Deloitte. And as I'm scrolling down here, looking at all the different sections, they have skills, recommendations again, accomplishments and interests. And this is one I didn't see in the other person's profile that we looked at, where you can actually see different influencers that Morgan is following, companies that Morgan is following, groups that Morgan is in. So if you have an interest in Deloitte product management, Morgan put product manager in their headline. Here are some potential groups that you could be interested in joining, as well as, of course, all the schools. So these are great ways to identify other companies that you might want to consider, as well as other groups you might want to join based on people who work in different fields of interest to you. And another good thing to drill into is looking at the specific company. It looks like Deloitte was ranked on LinkedIn top companies. That's great to be able to have that recognition. And you can read about them. And just like the American University Alumni tab, you can click on the organization's People tab and get a list of, Deloitte is a very big organization, a list of all the people there. And you can even, search by people who studied in different locations or by where they live, because as we can see, Deloitte is worldwide. There are a tremendous number of people working there who are based in India. And then you can see who these people are by scrolling down. And of course, doing some keyword searches, if you're interested in a specific type of consulting, would help you identify people who you might be interested in reaching out to. And in addition to looking at individuals who work there and potentially reaching out to them, you can look at also on this side affiliated pages, as well as pages that people also viewed. So what are some other organizations besides Deloitte that you would consider? EY, PwC, KPMG. These are all similar pages. So this can give you great ideas to expand your search, to brainstorm different career paths, to brainstorm different people to reach out to. And this is an invaluable resource. I don't know of any other organization where kind of like you're looking in a crystal ball and you type in any keyword or interest area, and there you get like a number of people who have that keyword in their profile, and you can see how that keyword relates to what they do for a living. And this can also be very helpful if you're looking for a specific location. Like if you wanted to just limit yourself to the Washington, D.C. area, you can do so and search by organization or search by keyword. So this is a great tool to explore and brainstorm and connect with others. So I wanted to make sure that I went over that. Going back, I'm going to just jump to my profile really quickly, because there is a, going back to the profile discussion, there is a feature called Open to Work. If you are interested in broadcasting that you are open to looking for other positions, and that recruiters can find you more easily when you do broadcast that, I'm just switching to my LinkedIn profile just to be able to show you that option in edit mode. And when you click on Open To, and then you click on, of course, if you're finding a job, you're the one seeking a job, you can click this. And here's where you can be specific about what kinds of jobs you're looking for by adding a title or titles, whether you're interested in on-site, remote, or hybrid, what locations you're interested in. Now, location may or may not be relevant depending on the form of which the job is existing, like hybrid or remote or in person. So of course it depends on what you're applying for. And so you want to make sure that you select, if you want this Open to Work frame around your profile photo, to make it clear that you're looking for opportunities, that you select the right format that you are seeking for the job, whether it's on-site, remote, or hybrid. And then you can also indicate your, whether you're immediately available or whether you're flexible, and then the types of jobs that you're interested in looking for. And so this is how it appears on your profile, which is when you want to make it public for everyone to know, so that, as it says here, this includes recruiters and people at your current company as well. So if you're working somewhere where you don't want it to be broadcasted that you're looking for another job, you probably want to just select the recruiters only option so that recruiters can see. But as it says here, they can't guarantee complete privacy. So if you don't want to risk that, you don't have to put that Open to Work hashtag at all. But if you're looking and you want everybody to know, this Open to Work photo frame can help recruiters spot you much easier. And as you can see, with all these details that you're adding to your profile, it's much clearer than what type of job you're looking for, whether it's in-person, hybrid, or remote, and internship or full-time job, etc. All those details make it easier for the recruiter, because we want to make it as easy and as simple as we possibly can. Okay, so I want to switch over to the jobs section, because we also want to cover effectively using LinkedIn to look for a job. And you would start with putting a keyword here. So let's start with a different kind of word. Let's start with counting. And also, because then you get too many results, limiting it to by location. If that's something that you're interested in doing, we can do that. And you pay attention to all these buttons at the top to help you filter better. So beyond searching the jobs section, we can also sort by jobs that have been posted anytime or more recently, experience level, company, if you're looking for a specific company for accounting roles, job type, and whether you want on-site, remote, or hybrid. And then you actually have even more filters here that expands even further, such as industry, job function, title, salary, and benefits. So that can help you narrow down quite a lot. So there is an option to set up job alerts if you would like to save this search. Once you set up all the filters that you like and you went through all those steps, you want to be able to save it, not have to go back and start from scratch. So to turn off the job alert, you just toggle that over, and there a job alert has been created. And I can go over to manage alerts to see my job alerts. And I can go to this pencil to edit them to specify the alert frequency as well as how I'm getting notified. So that is a good thing to manage to make sure you're getting the important alerts that you'd like. So I'm just going to go back to this search again. Excuse me. And you can also get to it by clicking on that little wheel there. You can get directly to those job alerts by clicking there. So in addition to a job alert, I just wanted to discuss also, there's a couple different ways to apply for jobs through LinkedIn. One is through this apply button, which takes you to an external site. And basically takes me to the company's website to apply. And it looks like that job posting has expired. But the second way to apply is through something called Easy Apply. And I'm looking to toggle that on to show the results for Easy Apply here. Right here. Okay. And with Easy Apply, you can use your, excuse me, you basically can use your LinkedIn profile to apply for the job. You have to make sure that your profile is fully filled out and flushed out, or you can upload a resume to your LinkedIn profile. And that way you apply for the position directly through your LinkedIn profile without having to be directed to a third-party external site and then enter in your information and apply that way. So as you see, when I click on the left, or on the left side, we have the summary of all the jobs. And then over here, we have the job position with more details about the job. And as I scroll down here, you can see more about the job, the responsibilities, and knowledge, skills, and abilities, minimum education, all the information you need to see whether you're qualified for this particular position. And then more information here about the company at the bottom. So there's pretty decent amount of information to get a sense of this position and whether it would be of interest to you. So important thing about when you're using LinkedIn to job search, it is a wonderful resource to use for job searching. Many people use it beyond just having a profile and using it to network and reach out to people. So setting up those job alerts with filters will be very helpful, because as you can see, there are a lot of different opportunities in there. So I'm just going to go back to the jobs tab again. And if you go under application settings, you can see here where you can upload your resume. if you wanted to apply through LinkedIn for a job. You can try it out, see which way works better for you. They also have this resume builder. So you can save multiple resumes on LinkedIn there. And manage them and decide how you want to apply for different positions. Oh, I wanted to highlight skills assessments. This is a fairly newish feature, but with skills assessments, it's an opportunity to earn a skill badge to sort of add to your credibility and beef up your profile. So as this says, check your skill level, answer 15 multiple choice questions, score in the top 30%, and earn a skill badge. So as I'm scrolling through here, I'm looking at the recommended skills for me. And I could go through here and any of them take an assessment there to see if I know enough to be able to earn a skill badge. It just adds something to the profile extra that's nice, a boost to show that you know some of these skills that could be helpful for a potential future job. It's just a nice little addition that I think is good to be aware of. Another tool that I wanted to share with you is what is connected directly to my account here, LinkedIn Learning. And so you see this little box in the upper right-hand corner. I can click on that. And this used to be lynda.com and it morphed into LinkedIn Learning. And what it is video tutorials for everything you could imagine. And as you can see, I've been watching some tutorials here on LinkedIn to always refresh myself on the new tools and tips for using LinkedIn for students. And the way in which you can actually connect your LinkedIn profile to LinkedIn Learning is by going first to the AU portal, then searching technology, LinkedIn Learning. And once that comes up, then you just have a couple more steps to link your AU through the portal, the LinkedIn Learning, to your LinkedIn account. And I'm going to be sending you a document to sort of outline that, walk you through it to make sure you do it. But it's pretty easy. So again, going to the portal under technology, then LinkedIn Learning, and then it can pop up on your LinkedIn profile, just like it does for me. And so there's a lot of topics you can browse through here. See, as they say, as they have here, they have topics for me, what's trending right now. They even have some live office hours with some experts, which I think is a pretty new feature there. So basically, there are so many things here that you can look up, that you can basically view video tutorials of. And what we've done to make it a little bit easier for you, if you don't want to look through everything here, is we created under this browse American University page with some tags. And the COGOD, let's see, collections from, okay. So yeah, so these are just AU University tags. Some of them are from COGOD, some of them SIS, some of them from the AU Career Center. And if I click right in on it, it'll take you to some videos we've already viewed and highly recommend. So you can kind of get an idea of the range of different kinds of videos you can watch. And this is just such a wonderful resource. I've just used it myself today in preparation for this webinar. So I think that would be a good thing to take advantage of. linking that to from your AU portal to your LinkedIn profile account so that you can have easy access to all those video tutorials. Okay, I'm going to switch back to the presentation, which we've kind of covered these areas. Job searching on LinkedIn, some more data. Data is always good. The more data, the better. So 87% of recruiters use LinkedIn as part of their candidate search. As I said, profile pictures are very important because LinkedIn members with pictures are 21 times more likely to receive page views. That's why I'm kind of hammering that. Those who post skills, because I said the skills section is really, really important, are 13 times more likely to have profile views. What skills? What skills should you post about? So I updated this. We have the top 6 skills to include in your LinkedIn profile. And with it under each of these 6 top skills, you have other sub skills that kind of go along the lines of that skill. So information technology, management, people skills, analytical, business, sales, and marketing. So these are all skills recruiters across industries are looking for. I also wanted to highlight AU's top 8 skills, and you can kind of see how some of them coincide with the ones that are listed here. And these are the ones across industries employers have highlighted as critical skills that they value among all college graduates. So when you're thinking about what skills to include in your profile, if any of these apply to you, make sure that you include them. Job searching on LinkedIn, I mentioned the easy apply, that you apply within the LinkedIn system itself versus an apply button where you're taken to an external site. Setting up job alerts can make your life easier so that you're quickly updated about all the relevant opportunities that you're looking for. So critical to go through those filters and make sure you select the criteria that applies to you so that you get relevant opportunities sent to you. Within the intro, there are some additional features that I haven't touched on. Pronunciation of your name. If people have in the past have had a little bit of trouble pronouncing your name, you can record a 10-second audio clip within the intro and record that clip, and so people can play it and listen to how your name is pronounced. I think that's a wonderful feature. Pronouns. There's an option as well to include pronouns. 70% of job seekers believe recruiters should know their pronouns. So within the intro, there's an option to include pronouns. This is the hashtag open to work frame I mentioned before. 40% are more likely to receive emails from recruiters. So 40% of people who have the open to work frame hashtag frame are more likely to receive messages from recruiters. So that's why it's so important to have that visible if that's possible, if it's okay for you to publicly declare that you are seeking work. Some additional resources. So LinkedIn also has a page that includes resources specifically during COVID. So I know we're sort of in, phasing in and out of this problem, but, if you would like to visit these resources to kind of give you some additional tips during this time of what to consider for the job search with LinkedIn, then you're welcome to do so. I also hyperlink to LinkedIn Learning for Students, which I was watching myself on LinkedIn Learning, and it takes a deep dive into creating a LinkedIn profile, every single step you take, and shares much more detail than I'm able to share with you in this session. So I highly recommend that you do a search for that in LinkedIn Learning. It's called LinkedIn Learning for Students, to be able to walk you through the entire process from A to Z of creating a profile and getting it going. These are some LinkedIn Learning videos I have viewed. Again, you see the range of topics that are available and the amount of time it takes, and you can select what works for you 24/7 at your convenience. These are all the upcoming programs this fall, and there's a whole range of topics here, you know, from networking to preparing for success in the future of work, basic job search skills, as well as advanced job search strategies, preparing for an interview, salary negotiation, resumes for career transitions, resume basics, as well as federal resumes and USA jobs. And this hyperlink takes you to all the upcoming sessions. And again, I will share this presentation with you all so you can access that. And all of our videos are hosted on the American University Career Center YouTube channel that you can view at your convenience. You can get a degree in career development by watching these webinars. And so you can go ahead and view these. If you can't attend at this date, at this time, you can also view them on our YouTube channel. And here is the link to that. We offer one-on-one advising appointments. Here is our team. And we offer in-person appointments Monday through Thursday between 10 to 4, as well as virtual appointments. So we're available to you both ways. The most common way people schedule appointments is through Handshake, but you're welcome to reach out to us through email or through phone. And we also, the advisors also, you know, give feedback over email or over phone as well. But the most common ways right now are either in person or over Zoom. So you can access our virtual tools 24/7 at american.edu/career center. I'm very happy to cover LinkedIn. It's such a powerful tool. Please delve into it. And we also offer drop-in advising without scheduling an appointment Monday through Thursday from 2 to 4 p.m. I'm happy to answer any questions now.